What's up guys, Double Deduction here with my next upload to this channel, bringing you guys another Showdown battle with the same team as last time with a couple substitutions. I benched my Noivern and Kangaskhan and brought on a defensive Aggron and a Choice Specs Analytic Magnezone to hit harder. On my opponent's side of the field, I am definitely fearing the Darmanitan and the Blastoise, for they both hit extremely hard. And with Darmanitan especially, because now I have 3 weak to fire. So let's get started. I'm leading off with Darmanitan as he does the same. I'm going to go for a U-turn, revealing that I am Choice Scarf, as he's going to reveal that he is Life Orb after he does a ton of damage to my Tentacool. He's going to go for a U-turn as I go for the safe knockoff, except it is the Blastoise that comes in and I can't knock off his Blastoise. Blastoise, I don't know. Anyway, Shaman can come in and take very little from him as he can retaliate with a Seed Flare, which does a good amount to the Umbreon. Umbreon's just going to go for a Wish as I eventually switch out into Aggron as I'm ahead of myself because Anyway, Aggron's going to be able to go for some Stealth Rocks, and pretty much at this point I decide to sack Aggron, except I managed to live and can kill one of the biggest threats that he had on his side of the field. Thank the Lord. Anyway, in comes Blastoise, hoping to preserve Aggron for a late game fodder. I'm going to go into Shaman as he has to take up that meaty rapid spin. Anyway, I'm going to miss the Seed Flare, which comes into play because I won't realize that this isn't defensive, but rather a Choice Specs set, which kills my Magnezone, and he gets to do nothing, who could have been a huge asset late game. Anyway, I'm going to go for a U-turn on Swampert and be able to switch out into my Shaman as I can now go for a Seed Flare. Seed Flare is going to do a critical on Florges, which is just one of 3 hacks I get with my boy Shaman. The second's going to come when I get a crit, which didn't matter as much. However, I'm going to complete the Triforce of Hax when I get the special defense drop. He's just going to keep Wish and protecting until he's back to full, and I'm just going to keep spamming my Seed Flares, which is going to bite me in the butt in the end game, because I only have 8 Seed Flares in total. I'm going to keep just wasting away as he's just going to barely hang on in 7, and I'm going to take this opportunity coming up to go for a rest to try to preserve my Shaman, which I think is a really great feature for Shaman. I'm surprised it isn't seen more in the underused. Anyway, I'm eventually going to switch out and go into my Aggron, figuring this was probably going to be my best and last chance to really get any damage on anyone. I'm going to go for Heavy Slam as Blastoise comes in and do a lovely 11%. Blastoise is going to get back up to full, and I'm going to be forced out to go back into my Shaman, who's now at full health and takes a lot from an Ice Beam. I'm going to be able to go for a Seed Flare and quickly dispose of Blastoise as his next threat comes in, which is Tangrowth. I'm going to be forced to switch out and go into Aggron and finally sack that. Except I live and can get off that nice Ice Punch, which in the end doesn't do much, but I get the freeze and then he thaws out. I guess that kind of makes up for the Triforce of Hax I got earlier. Anyway, I'm doing the Tentacool, just barely missed the KO, and then I'm going to miss the KO a second time when the Liquid Ooze just misses and Tangrowth can get back a chunk of his HP. Umbreon is finally going to be able to take down my Tentacool after I knock off the leftovers, and he's just going to foul play me into oblivion. I'm going to go out into Darmanitan, and I'm going to be able to go for Flare Blitz, which was a bit of an over-prediction because he still has the Swampert. And at this point, I should have realized that Swampert was the defensive set, and which will come back to bite me again in the butt in this battle. Umbreon's going to come in and just stall him out as he eventually goes into Umbreon, and to save you guys all of the trouble of a romantic dog on dog, I'm going to go into Darmanitan to hopefully get some damage off. I'm going to be a bit smarter this time and go for a U-turn, still realizing that that Swampert is defensive. I'm going to Shaman. Shaman's going to have the opportunity to go for a Seed Flare and almost kill the Umbreon, but now I can finally dispose of that, except now I'm out of Seed Flares. So now I have nothing for Swampert. I'm going to be able to finally kill the Umbreon after going for an Air Slash and taking out that nuisance, except now I'm at a point where either I can rest up and take a ton from Florges or kill it, and I choose to kill. Now I'm down to 2-2 with a Darmanitan and Umbreon versus his Tangrowth and Swampert. I'm going to make the good prediction and go for a U-turn, as I'm going to be able to go into Umbreon. He's going to make a key play, and he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks after I hit him with the Foul Blight. That is going to be pretty much good game for me at this point, because now Darmanitan has a limited amount of switches and a limited amount of Flare Blitzes as well. He's going to roar me onto the Darmanitan, and I'm just going to go for the safe U-turn this turn, as that will again come back to bite me in the ass. So at this point I figure out that I need about 44 damage done on him for where a superpower can kill, except there was one slight miscalculation with that, and that I put in the usage and it was the offensive set, which I haven't seen that much. I don't know why that's usage. However, he's going to make a bit of a misplay and go for a roar rather than an earthquake, which could have got rid of me, as he's going to live with 2, and now I have a chance to get rid of the Swampert and be left with the Tangrowth. I'm finally able to get rid of him, as things are starting to look in my favor, for all I have to do is stall out the Tangrowth with my Umbreon, except now things are going in his favor, for he's going to be able to hit Focus Miss. That's going to bring me down to a point where anything he goes for will kill me, and now it's going to be down to my his Tangrowth versus my Darmanitan, and seeing whether or not I can live Recoil, which isn't likely. And as you see, there's just no chance, and we are going to end up with an extremely fun match and a good tie. Thanks a lot to my opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a rate, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it, and stay tuned for tomorrow's upload, for I have something special for good old Friday night. Peace out.